Welcome to Vacuum Wars, and to our review of the Eufy Robovac G30 robot vacuum. It's a new budget vacuum from Eufy, which I think may represent a significant change in what we expect from budget robot vacuums. We bought one this week and put it through all kinds of tests, and in this video I'll go over all the pros and cons. So links in the description, and let's get started. Starting off with the pros, the Eufy G30 is a budget robot vacuum that is much cheaper than the average robot vacuum. The G30 has a lot of suction power. Eufy says 2,000 pascals. Our suction score was a 12, which is almost double the average score of other robot vacuums we've tested. It also had slightly higher than average airflow. Its ability to pick up surface debris on hard floors and carpets was as good or better than any budget robot vacuum, easily sweeping up fine to extra large debris from both hard floors and carpets with no issues. It did good with both pet and human hair in our tests, but longer hair does get caught in its roller and it should be cleaned regularly. The G30's dust bin is quite a bit larger than average. It also has a super low profile. It's only 2.85 inches tall, which is almost an inch shorter than average, and it allows it to get under a lot more furniture than many of its competitors. It also has what Eufy calls Boost IQ, which is basically an auto suction adjustment feature where when it senses carpet, it will boost the suction up, which does optimize performance and save battery life. Speaking of its battery life, Eufy says that the G30 can get 110 minutes on low power, which is about 10 minutes less than average overall. Most budget robot vacuums do not create maps. Instead, they use their sensors and their algorithm to bounce around your house more or less randomly. They do a good job with coverage and even speed here, but they are not very consistent or efficient. Over the last few years, though, a lot of new technology has shown up to help with navigation. For example, the premium robots now use cameras or lasers to make very accurate maps and navigate in a very systematic way, but they're expensive. It's interesting, though, that not much has changed with the technology in the budget robot vacuum world during this same time. In fact, many of the best-selling budget robot vacuums today are the exact same model from the very beginning. Recently, though, we've started to see a cheaper version of smart navigation offered using floor trackers instead of cameras or lasers. It's not as good as the premium navigation systems, but it is cheaper and it's a lot better than random navigation. But until now, even the robots with floor tracking systems were too expensive to be what I think of as a budget robot vacuum. The Eufy G30 has a floor tracker, it creates a rudimentary map, and it does navigate row by row with a fairly advanced algorithm, and I was impressed with its navigation in our tests. It vacuumed my upstairs and downstairs floor plans relatively quickly. Its coverage was near 100% in our studio tests. It wasn't perfect. I'll talk about some of its navigation limitations in the cons section, but it was impressive and easily the best navigation in this price range. One big advantage between the G30 and other budget robot vacuums is that because it creates a map, it also has recharge and resume, where if it does run out of battery, it will automatically return to its base to recharge and then resume cleaning right where it left off on the map. So battery life isn't as big of a deal as it is with traditional budget robot vacuums. Moving on to the cons. Its ability to clean deep down embedded dirt and carpets was limited. It scored below average in our carpet deep clean test, which is similar to other Eufys in this style. It was a great sweeper for things on top of carpets and hard floors, but below average for deep cleaning. Another thing was because of its low profile, or maybe its algorithm, but it seemed to get wedged under a lot of things in my house more than others I've tried. It would see a tight fit and just kind of work itself in there. I had to physically block it from a few of those places in order to get it to do a complete run. Another negative thing is that if something like that happens, it gets stuck or it gets tangled in a cord or something, you have to pick it up. And it seems like it forgets where it was on the map if you pick it up, so it may or may not throw off the entire run. But even with all that, this basic smart navigation at this price is a game changer, and I do hope it can be added to more budget robot vacuums going forward in the future. To recap, the G30 has a lot of power, it's great at its main job of picking up debris from the surfaces of hard floors and carpet, it's got decent battery life and bin size, and quite a bit more features than you typically see on budget robot vacuums. And despite having to sort of robot-proof your house when you first get it, I still think it's a pretty amazing robot vacuum that is well worth its price. Links in the description, and be sure to subscribe to Vacuum Wars before you leave. Thanks for watching.